Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
That's Shakespeare.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's Shakespeare.
How do you know?
Alright guys, we made it to Belgium. We got the train out of Paris this morning. Took us basically straight to Belgium. Sorry, I keep saying Belgium when I mean to say Brussels. Got the train from Paris to Brussels. We're in Brussels for one night, then we're heading off to Bruges for a couple of nights. So we haven't got a lot of time here. We're in a hostel right on what's called the Grand, I think it's called the Grand Place, but I've heard it being pronounced the Grand Place. Grand Place. Grand Place, it's basically like this big square, like town square thing, and all the buildings surrounding it are so old. It's pretty beautiful. We quickly saw it on the walk-in, but we're going to go and check it out a little bit more now. So we're here for a night. All we want to do really is get out, taste some good Belgian beers. We want to have a waffle. We want to have some chocolate.
And eat some chippies.
And eat some fries as well. Yum. So that's what we're going to go do.
We also don't really know much about Brussels, so we've booked a walking tour tomorrow. In Paris, we kind of have watched lots of history shows and done lots of research just because we're excited about our trip. But Brussels, I don't really know much, so I'm really keen to do a walking tour, figure out some other stuff. And I'm mostly excited to eat fries because potatoes are my favourite food in the whole world. I just love that they're so versatile. You literally can have them any type of way. This is Grand Place, and now we are going to go find some hot chippies, or they're called here fries. Alright, we are on the hunt for some chippies and some waffles and some beer.
All the streets are cobblestone.
I keep
cool.
falling over.
Sunee keeps tripping over them though. Just dropped all my sauce.
Sorry. We are having the chippies. What do they call it?
Fries, but I think they pronounce it, I'm not even going to try.
They just look like hot chips, just taste like hot chips, but the flavouring on it is different. The flavouring I got is curry. It just tastes like curry powder, but like delicious. And I got curry tomato sauce, which I think is just curry powder and tomato sauce, and it is so yum. And then this one, he said is the most popular. I don't even know how to describe that. It's like kind of like peri-peri and tartare. Yum, very yum.
I got tartare sauce. Yum.
we've got some waffles. Oh, it smells so good. Are you ready?
So this is the classic one, right?
Yeah, this is the
Grand Place classic.
Grand Place Classic. Mason Don Dan. Don't know.
What's that?
Alright.
Live review. How is it?
Yummy.
Good?
Delicious. Very flaky. It's a lot crispier than I thought. You know the cheap ones you get from Woolies? They're really soggy.
Yeah.
Maybe this is how they're meant to be.
Mason Dandoy. So these are my waffles reviews with me and Jai. So there's two types. There's the Liege and there's the Brussels. There's no such thing as Belgian waffles. There's Brussels or there's Liege. This is the Brussels one, and here's my live reaction. Get a little bit of the chocolate, get a little bit of ice cream on there. Yeah, that's good. It's like crunchy but chewy as well. Nice and warm. I can't explain like what it's like, because I've never had anything like it really. Oh, that's really yum. If you're ever in Brussels, come to Mason Dandoy. You can probably expect a bit of a line. When we got here, there was a line, so we waited for about probably 20 minutes. Now the line's much bigger. Definitely worth it. Tastes a bit like Milo. Dark and amber, a blonde and a white. Let's try them. It's pretty nice. Let me have another taste. This one tastes pretty similar to pure blonde.
Yeah.
Kind of like a pure blonde. This is the blonde beer. Oh, I like that one. Kind of just like a regular lager. Kind of just like it's kind of like a super dry. This is an amber ale. I don't really like that one. I don't really like amber ales that much anyway. This is the one I'm most keen for. This is a stout, 10%er, big strong boy. Big strong boy for a big strong me. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. It's a bit chocolatey, a bit nutty, very strong, so it legs up later.
I don't mind that one.
We've had waffles, we've had the fries, we're having Belgian beers, squeezed so much into our little afternoon in Brussels, and we've got a walking tour tomorrow to see all the sights. Then we're heading off to Bruges at about lunchtime. So, lunchtime? Sometime tomorrow, Arvo.
To do this walking tour tomorrow. I don't really know much at all about Belgium and Brussels, and I'm like, when were these buildings built?
Yeah.
What's the story? Can't wait to learn.
Is this thing on? So we're in the middle of the Grand Place, or the Grand Place. All the buildings are lit up. So it's like an old cobblestone, like market square thing from the old days. And it looks so nice when it's all lit up, but you can see there's so many people here. Still, it's really nice. It's like very European. Went and had a couple of beers, and now we've come in here. And our hostel is very close to this place. I don't really have much more information to give you about it. We didn't do too much research for Belgium, so we've come in pretty empty-handed in terms of knowing what to do. But we're going on a walking tour tomorrow, hoping that that'll give us a bit more information on the history and everything of the place. But this place is so cool. I'm really enjoying this. Like all the lights and everything lit up, looks great. Oh, and these are the pants that I bought in Paris at the thrift shop. What?
What we do know about Brussels is that they have yummy waffles, yummy chocolate, and yummy chips, and yummy sauce that goes on the chips that we need to find out how to make that or how to get that into Australia, because I think these squares are quite common in Europe. Like everywhere we go, there's going to be a square.
Yeah.
What we need to find out is what is so special about this square, which I'm hoping this walking tour tomorrow will tell us.
Yeah. So far, I've enjoyed Brussels. Like, I've only been here for a couple of hours, but the waffles are great, the chips are great, the beer is great. This place here is really cool.
Like, imagine having a country that's famous for chocolate, waffles, and hot chips. Like,
yeah,
they're my favourite things ever.
It does seem a lot busier than Paris, in my opinion. But I don't know if that's because there's more people in less space in here.
And we also, I feel like we were doing all of our stuff really early in the mornings.
Hello guys from Bruges. I don't know. I get weird in front of the camera. We made it to Bruges in Brussels. Oh, I keep calling Belgium Brussels and Brussels Belgium. Apologies. Anyone watching this from Belgium, I'm sorry. We made it to Bruges after a night in Brussels. We spent last night in Brussels. We actually didn't get up to too much because we weren't there for very long. So we got out and basically just went and did a bit of a food tour. Checked out some waffles. We checked out some fries, which they call frites over here. It's like hot chips back in Australia. We were expecting like big things, but they're basically just like hot chips, exactly like you would get them at home. But you do get some nice sauce, so that's good. Didn't get to try any chocolates, but I imagine we will here in Bruges. What we did do though in Brussels on day 2, before we got the train up to Bruges, we went and did a free walking tour with Sandeman Walking Tours, and it was unreal. We didn't really know anything history-wise about Brussels. Going and doing this tour, we learnt a lot, and it gave us a lot of sort of perspective. It made the whole experience of being in Brussels a lot better after knowing a little bit more about it. Basically, we just walked around the city, stop to stop, and our host Fraser, who was a Scotsman, talked us through all the different places that we went to. Personal highlight for me would be the statue of the little boy doing a wee-wee. That was pretty cool. In the afternoon, we went to the Brussels train station. We got on a train from Brussels up to Bruges. It was about an hour on the train. We're staying in this pretty cool hostel for the next 2 nights. Don't know what we're going to get up to. Haven't got too much planned. Going to try and go and do a free walking tour tomorrow. Try some more Belgian beers. Try some Belgian chocolate. Maybe some more waffles. And what are you doing, Sunee?
I am the accountant of this trip. So I am looking at the budget. So Paris was good. We were under by $180, and I think that's because we didn't really go out very much. I feel like we didn't miss out on anything, so it was good. I think I might have over budgeted for Paris, and now I'm just checking at Belgium.
While Sunny does that, I'm going to try and find some things for us to do in Bruges and having a free beer thanks to the hostel.
I am just constantly freezing. It was really nice in Paris. It was really sunny those first 2 days.
Yeah.
And now it's just wet and cold. We've been in Brussels, which when we went to Brussels, I didn't really have any expectations and also didn't really know much about it. So I was like kind of going with a bit of like a prepared to be underwhelmed. But then we did the walking tour and there's so much interesting history about the place. It is now been boosted up. It was so good. So we're doing another walking tour today. We're in Bruges. Bruges is really cute. Like on the train here, there were all these cute little like country houses driving out, and the streets are really cute and like cobblestone. So very excited. And there's like windmills on the river. River? Is it a river?
Yeah, canals.
Canals. Very cute. So we're doing a walking tour in like 30 minutes. place for single ladies to live.
Yeah, this
Rollin
place.
Street, 2017. Very cute. The canals are really cute, and I haven't tripped over yet, so the cobblestones are a bit flatter.
Oh,
Nearly went down.
Waffles again this Sunee.
Yum. I don't really know how to eat it, so I'm just going to do this. That's so good. So the ones we had in Brussels were really crunchy, and this is more like waffles that I would think that they would be, like really soft. I just love Belgium. I love the chocolate on top. Flag's cute. Do you want any of this? Oh, so good. 10 out of 10. Yum.
Bruges. I'm loving Bruges so far. I think Bruges is my favourite place I've been so far. I think it outdoes Paris. I think I think it outdoes Brussels as well. I'm going to try and bust out the history of Bruges for you. I'm going to do my best. It's going to be very glossed over, but I will do my best. We learnt most of this on the walking tour that we just did. Highly recommend them. We did one in Brussels, loved it. We did one in Bruges, loved it as well. Best way to find out some information about a new city that you're in. Bruges is a beautiful town. It's got such an interesting history. It's such a cool story of a rise to power and fame and riches, then a fall off, then a re-emergence from the ashes. Back in the medieval days, Bruges used to be this really rich and prosperous town. It had a large population as well, and it was one of the most rich and powerful populations in all of Europe. And why that is because they had direct contact to the sea through these canals. So they were a massive trading merchant town, so get a lot of trade in, mainly in cloth, and they would basically redistribute that throughout the world. So because of that, these rich merchants and everything made a lot of money off the trade, and the town boomed, went through a golden age and boomed. What happened from there was basically Belgium or the area of Bruges was always under the control of someone else, mainly France. They were just a little guy, they were getting bullied and shoved around a little bit. Bruges, because they were making so much money, they always had the eyes of other people on them, mainly France. Because France ruled over this area, France were like, okay Bruges, I see you getting your bag, I'm going to raise the taxes, more money to me. Because the Brugians loved their money, and the tour guide told us that they could be quite greedy about their money, they didn't want to give it up. There was constant battles between France and Bruges about keeping their money and not paying the taxes that were brought on them, which led to, numerous battles, which he told us the Brugians only won one. What happened from there, in the areas around Bruges, which is called the Flanders, they have the people in power are like their sort of royal kind of family. They're called countesses or counts. The countesses are females, and they've only ever had one in their history, and she died only leaving a 4-year-old son, so he was too young to take power. So who took power was his father, and his father's name was Maximilian of Austria, so he was a Habsburg. What he did was he came in and he did what the French did. He demanded that the taxes be raised, he demanded that more money go to him from the wealthy Bruges people, like historically they have done. The Brugians said no chance of that happening, so they kidnapped him and held him hostage in one of the buildings in the main square, the main market square. Held him hostage for 3 months, and basically they brought to him a contract and said, we don't want the taxes raised, we don't want to pay them, you have to sign this contract and get rid of them. And he said, nah, no chance. So what the Brugians did then is they grabbed his administrator and friend and they took him into the market square and they chopped his head off right in front of Maximilian from Austria. After that he went, okay, right, I'll sign the contract, scrap the taxes. But then he left and he didn't hold his word. He returned with an army and he punished the Bruges, and how he did that was he took their merchant power and their merchant hub basically away from Bruges, put it in Antwerp, and then Bruges fell to the wayside. In come the Black Plague and the Black Death and wiped out 80% of the population, so it had this massive fall, and only sort of more recently has it become very touristy, and that's brought them back out of the ashes, and now they're this massive tourism hub again. So it's a really cool story of rise, fall, re-emergence. We've loved it so far.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Sunee and Jai. We are in Amsterdam.
We just wanted to quickly, we forgot to wrap up our Belgium vlog. I was editing it and noticed that it just finished with a crash, so I wanted to quickly chuck this in. We loved Belgium, thought it was great. I think if anyone's going to go to Belgium though, I would spend a night in Brussels and then I'd spend a couple of nights in Bruges. Definitely go to Bruges, it's got to be on the top of your list. But we loved it. Home of hot chips, home of chocolate, home of beer, home of waffles. Bruges over Brussels for sure. One of the biggest things we got out of Belgium is we did free walking tours, and they were unreal. We didn't know anything about Brussels, nothing really about Bruges, and we went on 2 free walking tours and we learnt so much, and it gave us so much more perspective to the place, and we learnt, yeah, a heap. We lined up a free walking tour in Amsterdam as well. We've been in Amsterdam now for a night, but I'm going to save all that information for the Amsterdam vlog. We haven't done too much filming yet, but we'll get out and make sure we get a lot done. So yeah, we're live from Amsterdam and just wrapping up the Belgium vlog. Loved it. I hope you guys love it as well. There's a little bit less content in it than the Paris one, but it's still really good in my opinion. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sunee and Jai. We've got heaps of travel content coming out. Don't miss a second of our trip around the world. We're still in Europe for a long period of time now, so keep following along.